Santa Clara University, the site of the Central Coast Section Open Basketball Championships. We're here in Santa Clara, California. Thank you for joining us. PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. 2 games back-to-back, the Girls Open and Boys Open Championships to be determined. First up, the girls game, number 5, St. Francis, with a 21-7 record out of Mountain View, taking on the Archbishop Mitty Monarchs, the number 2 seed out of San Jose, California, 23-6 coming into this one. Alongside former Santa Clara University shooting guard Casey Jackson, I'm Kirsten Fairchilds. We are courtside getting ready for this first ever Open Division bracket. I say first ever. Back in the day, I guess it was when they just had one division. This would have been it, the Open Division bracket. But Casey, the cream of the crop in this one.
Yeah, we're in for a good one tonight. Obviously, both of these programs are very storied. Mitty is one of the top programs in the United States, and St. Francis is kind of the middle of the road for the WCAL, but a very high-quality team, and played Mitty as well as anybody this year. Lost to him 3 times, but, you know, hung on for a while until Mitty just ended up pulling away, and kind of comfortably.
Mitty nationally ranked 64 in the state. They are ranked number 16. They actually did not win the West Catholic Athletic League. That was won by the number 1 seed in this bracket, Sacred Heart Cathedral out of San Francisco. Sacred Heart Cathedral shocked by 8 seed Lynbrook in the quarterfinals. So Mitty the 2 seed and the higher seed for this one, riding a 5-game win streak into this game.
Yeah, really, they're such a high-quality team, and you're gonna see it right off the bat. They're gonna look to run, get that ball in transition. That's their strength. Get the ball to their star, Kelly Hayes, the junior that's being recruited by everybody in the United States.
Yeah, she was our player of the game last year when Mitty won its 18th Central Coast Section Championship. That was back in Division II. St. Francis Lancers bringing a 2-game win streak into this one. Finished in 3rd place in the West Catholic Athletic League behind Sacred Heart Cathedral and Archbishop Mitty, ranked number 51 in the state. And you know what's interesting about St. Francis, they beat Sacred Heart Cathedral back on January 12th, 44-40 in pool play.
Yeah, excellent result. And they're looking to pull off another upset tonight and, you know, win the first ever Open Championship for the CCS.
The Lancers again seeded 5th, went 8-4 in league. Mitty 10-2 in league. Let's get to the starting lineups for the St. Francis Lancers. At point guard, wearing number 5, Deja Abdelkader, the 5'3" sophomore. The shooting guard, one of the Aminetti sisters, the older sister Shelby, wearing number 3. She is a 5'8" senior, averaging 9.4 points per game. At the 3 spot, Lauren Johnson, the 5'8" junior, wearing number 22. Number 35, Jennifer Lucian, the 5'8" senior. She is the leading scorer on this team, just under 10. And at center, the 5'9" senior Kate Hoey, and Hoey will be wearing number 33. Brian Harrigan in his 2nd year as the head coach for the St. Francis Lancers. He was for 19 years at Sacred Heart Cathedral in San Francisco. What a dynasty he developed up at that program.
Yeah, he's just a heck of a coach, has a great passion for it. You'll see it. You'll see 2 really outstanding coached teams tonight in this Girls Open Championship. They're both very accomplished at their trade.
Starting lineup for Archbishop Mitty, that was still not decided when we had a chance to speak with head coach Sue Phillips. Perhaps Vanessa Garner, the 5'8" senior guard. She'll be wearing number 3. Last year in NorCal, she tore her ACL, and that is one reason she may be doubtful about starting tonight, but she will definitely play. Emily Dinger, wearing number 11, the 5'10" senior guard, will be the shooting guard. Regina Chi, the 5'9" junior, is the third guard. Kelly Hayes, the 6'1" junior forward. We also may see Hayes at point tonight. And Niaje Craig, the 5'10" sophomore, will start at center tonight. Two injured Monarchs, season-ending injuries for Kaylin Simon and DeAndre Gallipo. They would have been a lot of help to the Mitty squad had they been healthy.
Absolutely.
Sue Phillips in her 20th year as the head coach at Mitty, again going for number 18 in CCS titles. She took a break from 2000-2001 to go assist Karen Hornsby up at Cal. You said it, Casey, such great coaches here, both wearing blue tonight.
Think they did that on purpose?
I think they might have.
No.
Casey, what are the keys to the game for St. Francis?
Well, first of all, they got to defend. You're going to see a very talented offensive team in Archbishop Mitty. They throw up big numbers. All the basics that are normally there. They got to rebound. They got to control the defensive boards, and this is all admitted from Coach Harrigan. These are all the things that he talked about, and probably the very most key thing for St. Francis to have any success and even think about an upset would be stop Archbishop Mitty in transition.
We'll see a lot of man from St. Francis tonight, but they are going to change it up. Their assistant coach is Tony Russell, a star both at Sacred Heart Cathedral and at USF. She said they're going to try and force the tempo tonight on Mitty. Keys to the game for Mitty, Casey.
Really, number one in talking to Coach Phillips, they have to rebound and defend, control the boards. That's going to be their biggest key. That's what they do. That's what they do the best. Probably the biggest key for them to win this game tonight and keep away from any type of upset would be to dictate the tempo of the game. You'll see that they're going to look to run when they can. They're going to look to to set up their half-court offense at times also, but they're going to be looking to run.
Coach Milt Phillips for Mitty said this St. Francis team is feisty, physical, and well coached.
Yeah. Nothing left to do but to do it here. Exciting stuff.
Mitty assistant coaches Joe Guerra and Romitra Craig. And Romitra Craig, as well as Niaje Craig, out on the floor tonight. Both the daughters of former San Francisco 49er running back Roger Craig and Romitra Craig. What a fantastic college career she had. She started off at Duke and then finished up at USC.
Yeah, phenomenal. Pretty good genes there.
Yeah, great assistant coaches on both sides of the bench tonight.
Everybody wants to, if you're going to coach and you're not going to be a head coach, you want to be where you can be with a program that is high quality and see how it's done. And then at some point in time, I'm sure they'll both go off and be fine head coaches.
St. Francis averaging 46.8 points per game. Free throw percentage, only 57% from the foul line. They made 76 three-pointers this year. Mitty averaging 55.3 points per game. Free throw percentage, 73%. Casey, they have made 155 three-pointers as a team this season. Unbelievable. And Janae Anderson, the freshman, has made 59 three-pointers on her own. We've seen some teams that would be happy to have that kind of contribution.
Well, and I think one of the keys that I missed with St. Francis that wasn't talked about with Coach Harrigan might be the defending the three-point line.
Defending the arc. That does it for our PlayOnSports.com pregame show. Back with the tap. It's a Central Coast Section Division, Open Division title on the line. Back in a few minutes. Mitty St. Francis about to tip off for the Central Coast Section Open Division. Santa Clara University's Levy Center this side. Hello everyone, welcome back. Kirsten Fairchild's Casey Jackson. You're listening and watching PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. A full day of sports here in the Central Coast section. You've been able to enjoy it on PlayOnSports.com. This one, the cream of the crop as far as girls basketball goes. Archbishop Mitty, the number 2 seed in their white, black, and gold, taking on the brown and yellow of St. Francis. St. Francis based in Mountain View, Mitty based in San Jose. St. Francis to go right to left here at the Levy Center as we're about to get underway. And St. Francis winning the tip.
Person that jumps center is not supposed to be able to receive the ball back on the opening tip.
And I think the Lancers went with it because it looked like Hayes might have won that. Nevertheless, Mitty goes to work here to open up this ball game. High school girls basketball, 4 8-minute quarters, 30-second shot clock. Man-to-man defense from the Lancers.
Defend, defend, defend for the Lancers.
Going baseline.
You're going to see a real patient Mitty team.
Just like that, turnaround in the paint by Hayes for 2.
You're not going to see her miss too many of those either.
Lancers ball handler, it's Abdelkader. Abdelkader losing her defender, however, too much on the layup. Loose ball, still loose. Hayes in the thick of things now. Jump ball, that'll go to the Lancers.
Anytime you're going to look for some type of considerable upset like St. Francis might be doing, the beginning is so crucial for any of that to happen. And taking care of the ball is going to be number 1. And finishing layups like that, and Applicator just didn't quite get the finish. Great move, just didn't finish.
Wide open look from the foul line. Back iron, good box out by Hayes. Here comes Mitty. Hayes. Hayes will head to the line to shoot 2. That foul called on Abdelkader. Kelly Hayes, the junior, looking to add to Mitty's 2-0 lead.
Player of the year, the WCAL.
At the line.
Being recruited virtually by every major institution in the country.
Mitty did elect to go with a different lineup. Garner begins on the bench. That means Hayes playing the point, and she's perfect from the line. 4-0. Minute gone here in this Open Championship game. Abdelkader again breaking loose, trying to dish off to a teammate. Perhaps she should have taken it herself.
Sometimes you just get too deep. And Abdelkader just got too deep. Couldn't find anybody till it was too late, and didn't have a shot. Bigger defender.
This is Garner. Regina Chi. Chi fighting hard. Air ball. Weak side board by Johnson. However, she gives up to Hayes. And walk called on Chi. St. Francis ball. Lucian, the 5'8" senior, to inbound. She is the leading scorer. Very balanced attack by St. Francis, however, as Lucian just averaging just under 10 points per game. And we've got a foul away from the basket.
Illegal pick.
Illegal pick called on Aminetti. Second St. Francis infraction as Garner walks it up. 5'8" senior. She'll be headed to New Mexico State. Be an Aztec next year or in the fall.
Yeah, it's kind of a breeding ground for Division I excellence.
5 seconds left on the shot clock. Doesn't hit the rim. Ooh. Thought it didn't hit the rim. Brian Harrigan very upset. Shot clock was reset. I always think running the shot clock one of the hardest things to do as a scorekeeper in any sport.
Would have hurt a lot more if they had made a basket off that, but no harm, no foul there.
Mitty getting ready to sub in 4, nearing the 5-minute mark. Archbishop Mitty with a 4-0 lead.
Looking at the substitutions down at Mitty, they almost
cleared the bench.
Moved down the bench like a ice hockey line.
Janae Anderson, the 5'6" freshman guard wearing number 10, checks in. Lauren Mavis, the 5'9" sophomore guard, number 20, in. Lancers having problems. Turn it over on the 5-second violation. St. Francis, we've seen some good D from them, Casey. Their offense just not in sync.
Not in sync, yeah. I mean, it's great credit to Mitty. They defend the ball so well. Great help defense.
This is Kalia Griffin into the ball game. She goes down hard. Another offensive board by Mitty. Hayes creating with the left hand from the right side and a chance for 3.
Yeah, it's just great move to the basket, great take. Finishes with the left hand. Great stuff.
First personal on Johnson. That's the 3rd team foul for St. Francis. Chance to make it 7-0. She does. 3 for 3 from the line tonight for Hayes. This team has played 3 times before. Mitty winning all 3 by double-digit score.
Nothing huge, though, like 13-15 all 3 games.
Good move to lose Hayes. Back iron again. And finally, another chance for the Lancers. Still can't hit. And that foul called on Mitty, it's first. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, no, it's on Muse. 20. Mavis, excuse me.
It's actually pronounced Mavis. It's spelled M-E-W-E-S. It is pronounced Mavis. First foul on her. That one almost got stuck there as Abel Cater.
It was after the shot. I don't think it's a...
No.
I think it's out of bounds.
She's heading to the line.
No, she thinks... No, I think she knows that she's not shooting.
Okay, our officials tonight, Tammy Yep, Reggie Burrell, and Craig Goldberg. 4:24 left to go. Mitty up 7-0 on defense. St. Francis, plenty of looks. This trip down the floor, can't hit thus far.
And Mitty basically cleared the bench except for Hayes, and don't see a huge drop-off at this point.
And that's going to be called on Abdelkader. I believe that's her 2nd. Fourth team foul as she will head to the bench, and that'll bring in Jackie Hinojosa, the 5'5" senior guard, wearing number 11.
That creates extra stress for St. Francis because Applicator is their main ball handler, and she can, with quickness, she handles the ball supremely.
Griffin. This time it's going to be a complete wholesale substitution for Mitty. 5 Monarchs waiting to check in. Good offensive rebounding for the team from San Jose. Even though it was deflected and the shot clock was about to expire, but St. Francis comes up with a stop.
Very, very nice half-court defensive sets by St. Francis so far. Just got to be able to get the thing to go down.
Lancers still can't hit, but at least they've earned a trip to the foul line. Lauren Johnson will head to the line to shoot 2.
Need to break the ice here. The longer you go without scoring, it just creates added stress, and you start pressing a little bit and looking to get shots maybe aren't your best, just trying to get one off.
Finally, the 0 comes off the scoreboard. That was on Mavis, her 2nd, as 5 subs into the game for Mitty, including down low Jordan Scott wearing number 31. 5'10" senior forward. She's one of the co-captains on the squad. Pardon me. She's did have a chance perhaps to start tonight as 2-for-2 effort from Johnson. Mitty with the 5-point lead. 3:30 left to go in the first.
Yeah, it never really matters who starts, it's who finishes. Kind of the
matters to the players if they start or not.
I'm not sure on a team this good. They all know they're going to play. They got to be ready.
10 on the shot clock. Baseline jumper. And a defensive board by St. Francis. The Lancers looking to push the tempo here.
Great
Beautiful move. Absolutely gorgeous by Shelby Aminetti. 3-point game. Garner back in.
Whole demeanor of the game changes when Kelly Hayes sits on the bench.
Craig with the ball in the corner. Gets it back to Garner. Again, the shot clock wearing down for Mitty. Down to 10.
Yeah, I don't expect to see Hayes on the bench that long.
Down to 4, 3, and a tie-up. So 1 second left on the shot clock for Mitty as the possession arrow favoring the Monarchs. 1 second to work with.
Really impressed by the half-court defense for St. Francis so far.
Absolutely. And shot clock expires. So Lancers, a couple of key stops. It's a one-possession ball game, 2:32 left to go in the first.
You got to love that. That just creates so much emotion for the whole team. You saw the whole bench as soon as that shot clock went off. Everybody's on their feet clapping really hard. It's a big deal.
Lancers, a little bit of indecision there. We'll see how much they miss. Abdelkader on the bench with 2 fouls. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. 4-3-2.
Mitty dropped back in his zone.
And another effort on the rebounding. And that's got to be called a foul. Oh no, a traveling violation.
I'm sorry, but
I guess if someone lands on you and you step forward.
he also just got run over and no call. I love Sue Phillips though, right in front of the play. She's going like this right away, calling the travel, making the travel motion. Got the call.
Hayes back in. Less than 2 to go. Mitty score stall. They led 7-0. Now it's 7-4.
Hayes back in the game.
Yeah, 5 of those points, maybe all of those points from Hayes. She throws it away. Nice move by Shelby Aminetti behind the back dribble. St. Francis driving the lane with the left hand. And the rebound by Julia Alexander in for Mitty, the 5'9" senior. And foul called on the Lancers. Looks like it's going to be Kate Hoey.
Garner took it coast to coast there. Didn't quite get the finish, got the contact.
1:21 left to go. That's a 15th foul on the Lancers as St. Francis checks in number 10, Carolyn McGuire, the 5'9" senior center. Baseline jumper short.
Mitty's kind of come out cold. I mean, they got a couple buckets early, but everything was inside and either that or free throws. And again, you know, credit St. Francis. They're playing really nice defense.
Yeah.
I think really important right now for St. Francis to get Lucian, their first team all-leaguer, off the schneid here a little bit.
Hayes everywhere. 1-on-2.
Great finish.
9-4 Mitty, less than a minute to go in the opening quarter.
Changes the whole game.
Good numbers for St. Francis. Nice no-look pass. Short, however. Good camp out by Craig for the defensive board. Garner throws one up. Be St. Francis ball. 35 seconds remaining. Janae Anderson and Kalia Griffin return for Mitty. See the zone, full court pressure. Shelby Aminetti, her little sister, younger sister, plays on the squad as well. It's going to be the 4th team foul on Mitty.
Great take by Johnson there.
It's called on Anderson, and Johnson gets herself to the line once again.
Turned around after the little pressure from her defender and saw a wide open court.
19 seconds left to go in the first as Johnson misses her first.
They really got to take care of these free throws. So important for them.
Mitty ball.
Opportunities like that, I mean, against a team like Mitty, you got to just really start knocking down those free throws. It can be huge later in the game if it's close.
Nice move by Griffin. However, the layup way off its mark. 8 seconds remaining. Shelby Aminetti dishes to Hinojosa. 3-point attempt on the way. That is huge. They're saying it's a 1 quarter in the books. These teams have met 3 previous times. Mitty has won all 3. They lead this one at 9-6.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the one you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Archbishop Mitty, the defending Division II champ, up now in the Open Division, the brand new Open Division created this year. Mitty girls up first, and at 8 o'clock, the tip-off between Archbishop Mitty boys and Sarah boys. That's a rematch from last year's D2 final.
That'll be the capper. Capper on the CCS year of 2013 with 2 of the finest teams in Northern California.
Absolutely, and Mitty, well, 2 of the best players in the country. One on the girls, that's Kelly Hayes, currently ranked number 15 in the nation. As far as prospects go, she is a junior, and then we'll get a chance to see Aaron Gordon, I believe number 4 in the ESPN poll.
Absolutely.
A senior, still making his decision, or at least not sharing it with us.
I wasn't aware that you couldn't go directly into the NBA anymore, but I brought that up, and somebody looked at me like, they changed that a couple years ago. You can't go straight into the NBA anymore.
Second quarter underway. St. Francis of Mountain View goes to work, trailing 9-6. They trailed 7-0. We're all tied up. Shelby Aminetti with the spark to tie this one up.
Boy, great ball fake there. Got the defender way off her, created space. And then to knock it down from deep like that, that's a great move.
Hayes with the ball.
Really impressed with Aminetti so far. She's having a great start.
Absolutely, and her fellow guard Abdelkader on the bench with 2 fouls.
I think she's kind of taken over the ball handling.
4 on the shot clock, Casey.
St. Francis, gotta love their D. I mean, time after time, they're creating havoc there for Mitty. Mitty looks a little out of sorts and really not executing their half-court sets very well yet.
Casey, our 2 head coaches in blue, coached against each other so many years. Both very vocal, very demonstrative, so much fun to watch. And that's a travel on Hinojosa.
Ever so slightly.
Lancers.
Up 1?
Up by 1. Did they correct? They may have corrected that long 2, Casey.
I think it's 9-9 personally, but
it was 9-9, and now all of a sudden it's 10-9, and I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, they were demonstrative about the earlier 2 being not being a 3, and it was a 2.
Here comes the Lancers off the foot of Craig.
Craig, great defense there, but Johnson kind of telegraphed that pass a little bit and didn't fool Craig.
Pass down low. You hear the thump by Hayes, and Johnson stepped out of bounds.
Pretty heavy on the defense so far on both squads. Yeah, I think they'll change that score, and still showing 10-9, but at some point in time somebody's going to figure it out. Unless they did change it to a 3.
That's the only thing I can think of.
The earlier one.
6 and change left to go in the half. Mitty trailing 10-9 after leading 7-0. At one point in the first quarter, again, the shot clock down to 8. 3-point attempt on the way. Drainage. Griffin puts the Monarchs back out in front, 12-10, less than 6 to go. Hayes to be called on the foul. That is the 5th Mitty team foul.
Monarchs fouls on 21, Kelly Hayes. First personal, 5th team foul.
And Abdelkader returns.
For 5, Deja Abdelkader checks in for the Lancers.
They need her on the floor, Casey.
Yeah, well, don't think that her having 2 fouls has gone unnoticed by Mitty.
Lancers able to get that ball back. Good move, still looking to find her range is Shelby Aminetti, and Hayes stepped out of bounds.
She knew she did too.
Right in front of the Mitty band. And our first timeout of the ball game, 5:37 left to go. St. Francis calls a timeout, trailing 12-10 in the opening half.
Sports Authority is proud to be the official sporting goods retailer of the California Interscholastic Federation. Be sure to
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
Mitty won the first meeting 59-44 back on January 9th. On January 29th, they followed up with the 56-43 win, and then on Valentine's Day, a 45-30 victory. Sweet as can be on Valentine's Day, but this is the one that counts for them now, I'm sure. Dinger getting a hand on it.
But Coach Harrigan's number one key of his team having any success tonight was going to be to defend, and I think that has been the key to where they are at this point in the game, is they've defended that half-court set so well.
And a conversation at the table. I wonder if this is going to be about the score.
Don't think so.
Nope, not sure what that was about.
I think they're going to go check it out. I think Coach Phillips just had his scorekeeper go down and check out the score. You'll see. I think it's going to change here pretty quick.
St. Francis 10 on the shot clock.
And Eddie got away with a little double dribble there. Yep.
And bailed out by the foul on Craig. Shot clock was about to expire. That's the 6th Mitty foul.
Too much hand checking there by Craig. Got caught.
First personal, 6th team foul.
Lucian to inbound. 5:10 left to go in the half. St. Francis trailing 12-10. Lucian pulls up her dribble, looking for a teammate. Finally, Johnson comes back to help. Johnson backing her way in, firing off. Wide open, Abdelkader. Great positioning, still can't fall, and finally, Mitty comes down with it.
Johnson couldn't believe how wide open she was and took a little bit too much time to get that thing put back.
Rebound by Sammy Oliver, wearing number 25 for the Monarchs. 4:30 left to go. Very low scoring quarter thus far for both teams. Again, the shot clock just ticking down so quickly for Mitty. It's at 5. Griffin, great moves. Lucian there for the weak side board.
I think
Feels like the shot clock's at 15 every time on both teams.
Whenever I notice a team having a little trouble getting shot clock running out, just too much one-on-one action, not enough share on the ball.
Long distance 2, back iron. And once again, Oliver with the rebound. Trying to take it coast to coast. That's a charge. That is a 7-team foul, but it's a player control foul as Mitty subs in 3, including Garner, Anderson, and Jordan Scott.
Number 3, Vanessa Garner. Number 10, Janae Anderson. Number 31,
3:49 left to go in the first half. St. Francis within 2 of a team that's beat them 3 times this season.
We think it's 3, but nobody seems to want to change it.
Problems with the Lancers, but they break the press. Lucian, top of the key, working on Gardner. Lucian still not finding her range. You see the effort. They're going to call a foul on her. I'm not sure how much contact there was. That's
There's some general disagreement about that call in the gymnasium.
16 foul on the Lancers. Abdelkader has a seat. Honehosa back in.
This is kind of a little bit characteristic of some of the other games that they've had, in that St. Francis has hung on for a while, and then, you know, later on in the game, Mitty just kind of flexes their muscles a little bit and pull off and win by middle double digits, 10, 15, 13, 15.
10 on the shot clock.
Too much dribbling.
Garner gets stuffed. 4 on the shot clock. Less than 3 to go in the half.
A lot of one-on-one sets. St. Francis too good of a team defense concept to get away with that too much.
Hayes. Not in sync. Breakaway. Here comes Johnson. Hayes back to defend. The stuffage.
Saw that coming from half court. Kelly Hayes didn't look too excited about the whole thing, but that ball, Johnson goes up to take that thing to the hoop, and Hayes just swatted it away.
Surefire way to fire up your team with a defensive play like that. Off the foot. This will be St. Francis ball. 15 on the shot. Not sure, kind of expecting a reset there, Casey. Obviously off the foot of someone.
Well, it was off of a Mitty defender, but that wouldn't change the shot clock.
That kick ball always reset.
Really? Okay.
Apparently I'm wrong, because now there's 8 on the shot clock for St. Francis. And a foul against the Lancers. That'll be their 7th.
Amanetti. Oh.
No, called it on Lucian. I think that's
yeah.
her 3rd. Lucian's a big part. She hasn't been hitting her shots, but she's such a big part down. Plays such a big part down low. Second personal is McGuire replaces her. 2:20 left to go in the half. Score stall. 12-10 Mitty. As Hayes gets blocked. This is a defensive battle, Casey.
Both teams excellent to loose balls.
And again, the shot clock winding down to 6. Garner trying to get a screen. Runner, Garner with her points. 14-10, Mitty. Just 1 point for St. Francis, if at all. The 1 point, however, should be wrong. Hayes gets stripped. They're going to call it on Johnson. According to us, there's no points for St. Francis in this quarter. Somehow they got 1. Minute 48 left to go, and that's the 18th foul on St. Francis. Johnson's 2nd personal as Hayes at the line.
21, Kelly Hayes shoots 1-1.
This might be one of those points in, like in previous games, where Mitty kind of flexes their muscles and creates a little more separation. St. Francis is having a hard time getting the ball in the hoop right now.
Davis and Griffin return for Mitty. Hayes has a chance for another. 16-10 Mitty. Minute 45 left to go. Starting guards on the bench for St. Francis.
Textbook double team there.
Mitty takes over.
No reaching, just hands straight up. And get away with a little body bump there.
Craig, middle of the key. Everything but in. Shelby Aminetti.
Crowd thought that was a walk, but ball was not in possession.
10 on the shot clock. Hayes pick in the pocket. Hayes, she is fired up this Mitty crowd. 57 seconds remaining in the first half. Mitty 18, St. Francis 10.
Taking over the action.
MaxBets is a proud sponsor and official photographer of the California Interscholastic
Casey's, the backcourt really suffers for St. Francis when Abdelkader is on the bench and when Shelby Aminetti is not part of that team.
Well, you get Applicator and Lucian out of there. I mean, you got your both of those players in foul trouble right now, and Lucian first team all-league or Applicator second team all-league. I mean, that's a huge part of whatever you're doing out there, and your whole premise of the game is based on those two being in the game, and it's just right now a little bit too big of a drop-off and discrepancies in the quality of benches.
And Hayes really with the hot hand now for Mitty. St. Francis, who's their go-to scorer? It's hard to tell at this point.
Well, Aminetti, I think, they just got to figure out a way to get her open. I mean, it's with Lucian on the bench, Aminetti, first team all-leaguer from St. Francis, I think she's got to step up, but they got to find her opening. It's right now they're having a hard time getting the ball past half court.
Lucian checks back in, as does Abdelkader. Johnson and Abdelkader playing catch. 45 seconds remaining in the half, 15 on the shot clock for the team from Mountain View.
Mitty in a little trapping zone. Actually, it's a man-to-man, sorry.
Johnson with 2 on the shot clock and a chance to make it a three-point play.
Johnson, the basket counts.
2 of 4 from the night from the line for Johnson.
Having a nice first half.
Hinojosa returns, as does McGuire, as Abdelkader has a seat.
Following a good basket, Lauren Johnson has 1 shot.
Defensive substitution by Coach Harrigan. Doesn't want Abdelkader to pick up another one.
Johnson makes it a 3-point play. Mitty with a 5-point lead. Literally less than a second differential between shot clock, game clock, down to 18 seconds in regulation. Hayes biding her time. Down to 5. Griffin trying to go baseline, and Griffin, I think she'd like that decision back. 2.1 seconds remaining. Abdelkader trots on.
For 5, Daisha Abdelkader checks in for the Lancers.
Watching Coach Harrigan, when he subs, it's great. Kids actually, they're going to the right place. He's got to move them around. It's so good. So animated. I love it.
Halftime at the Levy Center. Second-seeded Archbishop Mitty looking to claim the Open Championship up to a 18-13 lead. Casey, your impressions of the first half?
Well, I think Mitty showed a little bit more, but I'm a little concerned about that half-court offense and their execution of it. Credit to St. Francis half-court defense. Their man-to-man defense has been superb. Foul trouble with key players is going to hurt them in the second half, though.
We're going to step away for a few moments and return with our PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Mitty 18, St. Francis 13.
15.
Back at the Levy Center for a PlayOnSports.com halftime show, the Central Coast Section Girls Open Championship. At the break, Mitty leads at 18-13. Leading scorer for St. Francis, the Lancers, Shelby Aminetti, with 5 points. Only 3 Lancers have scored. That said, only 3 Monarchs have scored. However, for the Monarchs, Kelly Hayes with 13.
Nice half. I'd like to see, you know, I've been thinking about this all night. I've always seen her trying to make attempts to take the ball to the hoop, draw contact, all that. I'd like to see what kind of range she's got. I mean, I know she's being recruited by everybody, and just for curiosity's sakes, I'd love to see her, you know, pull up and shoot a 3 or, you know, something from, you know, free throw line extended, something like that.
And Casey, conferring with the official table at the halftime exactly what happened that last long attempt in the first quarter, which was signaled by the referees as a 2, actually was credited with a 3, and obviously the 2 different three-point arcs here at the Levy Center perhaps had something to do with that.
Possibly. But I mean, the only reason I was going on kind of adamant about it being called a 2 is because the official,
yes, who was
right
there,
away went right by the scoring table and had the 2 fingers up. So I think they may have come back and changed that later on.
18-13 the score. Mitty looking for CCS title number 18 in its school history. And we do have a couple of scores. Girls D3 action, Burlingame beating Brannan by a score of 62-48. And the Burlingame boys winning its first ever CCS title in D3, beating Santa Cruz 54-51. The Gun girls won 47-24 in Division I. And in D1, Bellarmine winning its 5th CCS title in 6 years by beating Santa Teresa 49-43. Gun girls beating San Benito. Lancers start off things here not well. A 5-second violation to begin this game. Jump ball, St. Francis catches that ball. Mitty takes over right away. Here, 5-second violation. Lancers.
The only way it can hurt is if Mitty scores. Nice on Burlingame, though. A big party in Burlingame tonight, girls and boys CCS championships.
Yeah, they're celebrating for sure. Very rare when that happens, although Mitty has a chance to do it tonight. Everything but down for Dinger. Loose ball on the floor, jump ball. And that should stay with the Monarchs. 22 on the shot clock.
One of the things I've really noticed in the last 2 days that we've been doing these games, I can't recall seeing more balls go in and out of each basket that cost teams points. I've just seen so many in and outs the last 2 days.
Coach is up, coaching.
Interesting set on the opposite side of the free throw line by Mitty.
Dinger, I believe, was our PlayOnSports.com player of the game
last year.
After the Northern California Championships, Kelly Hayes here at the CCS Championships. So Mitty does not score, and St. Francis goes to work.
Nothing new for Dinger, though. Again, she's I like to talk about all conference and all WCAL is a huge deal. Dinger also first team.
Lucian getting Hayes to bite. From the elbow, gets blocked by Craig. Loose ball on the floor. Craig.
A lot of contact there by Craig. Didn't get called for the foul.
Dinger pulls up her dribble.
Yeah, you don't want to lose your dribble there.
And that's on Aminetti. Excuse me, Abdelkader. Her third comes at the 6:48 mark in the third quarter.
Foul is on number 5, Daisha Abdelkader. Third personal, first team foul, second half.
Coach Harrigan didn't like it, but I saw a lot of contact there.
Hayes losing the handle. And time out.
Great call by Phillips.
By Coach Phillips. 6:40 left to go in the third. 18-13 the score. Mitty on top of St. Francis.
From soccer, football, and baseball to track and field and everything.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the one you're watching tonight? Tell your school to sign up for Play On Sports School program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
You're listening and watching playonsports.com, your destination for high school sports. And we welcome our visitors, our viewers and listeners from out of state. A lot of attention being given to Archbishop Mitty. Both the girls and the boys, thank you for joining us. Vanessa Garner with the ball, the senior guard for Mitty, up 18-13 here in the third. 10 on the shot clock. Hayes with the left hand from the left side. She could do that all day long, it seems.
So athletic and so graceful, and with the ability with the soft hands to finish. Great.
See the slip and the fall. That's a little slippery, that ball out there. What a shot. How did she get that to go down? Garner, it's a 7-point lead for Mitty. And Coach Harrigan has seen enough of this. His team has yet to score here in the third. Timeout on the floor, 6:02 left to go, 22-13 Mitty.
Seeing all that great ability from the Mitty girls. It's all coming out here early in the second half. Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Alongside Casey Jackson, I'm Kirsten Fairchild. Thank you for joining us. This is the open bracket of the Central Coast Section Tournament. The Central Coast Section stretches from San Francisco down to King City. Mountain View with the ball, St. Francis with the ball is from Mountain View. Mitty on defense is from San Jose. Both compete in the West Catholic Athletic League, and it's been all Mitty here in the second half. We've seen some missed layups by a mile tonight as a collision there. Foul will be called
it's nice
on Hayes.
Hinojosa there, she turned it over, made the bad pass, but played great defense in transition. Didn't allow the easy layup.
As Mitty again goes to the wholesale. And again, troubles for the Lancers. Nothing coming easy against this well-coached Mitty squad. Again, Abdul Kader having some difficulties in ball control. What a read by Hayes. Johnson versus Hayes. And Hayes, as she does so well, earns herself an opportunity to make it a three-point play.
What a weapon she is. I mean, she just plays, anticipates, sees the whole floor on defense, creates that full court opportunity to get some points, and then with the soft hands just finishes so well. That's a perfect example of defense creating offense.
7-0 run for Mitty here in the second half. Hayes being recruited by UCLA, USC, Louisville. Can nearly write her ticket, it seems. Still has a year left.
Amanetti saw that one, Hayes right there. She wouldn't even try that one.
Shelby Amanetti trying to make things happen. Nothing really gelling for the St. Francis offense.
Really emergency time for St. Francis.
And the shot clock had not been reset. Girls play on. Lucian thinking better of it. Johnson, they need it, can't get it. Finally an offensive rebound. And at least a opportunity to head to the line for St. Francis. They haven't had too many of that, and Kate Hoey at the line.
Nice offensive board by Hoey there. Couldn't get it to drop on the putback.
Third personal on Griffin, second team foul on Mitty.
One shot remaining for Kate Hoey.
Got the cellophane on that rim for St. Francis, Casey.
Something. Just not dropping them.
One drops. St. Francis first half 3 of 5 from the line. Mitty 5 of 5, and that was all Hayes. Baseline jumper, back iron. Loose ball, jump ball.
Hoey's been a nice force on the boards, both ends of the court, offense and defense.
Lancers ball off the possession arrow.
Really like to see St. Francis not dribble the ball so much in their offensive set.
Griffin with the block on Abdelkader, and Shelby Aminetti called on the foul. Third team foul on St. Francis.
Abdelkader there, things like this tend to drive me a little bit nuts. I'm a little old school with the guards penetrating, especially in transition. Stop at the free throw line. Everything opens up. If they just stop at the free throw line, especially in transition, there's just so many more opportunities. And Abdelkader just got caught under the hoop.
3-point attempt on the way. St. Francis ball, 4:03 left to go in the third. It's an 11-point Mitty lead, just 1 point for St. Francis in this third quarter.
They got to get some points on the board.
Let's see if Aminetti listened to the announcer.
Well, now it's not in transition anymore. It's should be taught to fill lanes and have your point guard stop at the free throw line. Another turnover.
Right into the hands. Is that an assist?
Hoey, yeah.
I think Mitty on the assist is Hoey with 2 points. Back to single-digit lead for Mitty, up 25-16.
Bad luck, Mitty. Good luck, St. Francis.
Hey, finally, I'm sure St. Francis fans thinking something goes their way. And traveling called on Scott as 5 go to check in.
The second line coming in.
There's some starters in that second line, including Dinger, Garner, and Craig. Nice balance for Sue Phillips,
Yeah,
right?
and we know Coach Phillips changes up her lines, even her starting lineup. She was, in talking with her before the game, she wasn't really sure who she was going to start. So, and again, so much of it just really doesn't matter who starts. Kids want to and all that, but I'm not sure it's a big deal on this team.
Garner guarding Abdelkader. Nice move by Abdelkader. 3:15 left to go in the third. And Lucian heads to the line.
Well, they really need to get her off. She only had 3 points in the first half.
Number 25, Sammy Oliver.
Hopefully she can continue to make those efforts that she just did, get herself to the line. And it's the best way to make any kind of comeback is to get to the free throw line, stop the clock.
That one looked like it might have come out. Instead, it went down and through. Chance to make it a 7-point game.
St. Francis pushing back a little bit.
Little pushback. Garner bringing it up. Kick out, baseline jumper, short. Traveling call on Oliver after her miss.
One thing I like about Garner, you watch her handle the ball so composed. I remember watching her last year in the championship game and really impressed by her composure on the court. So unflappable, as pretty much all of her teammates are.
Again, she's headed to New Mexico State, while Dinger going to Brown. Off the foot of Dinger. Dinger picks it up. Right away goes to the hoop. Wildly good numbers for St. Francis. Here comes Hoey. Hoey getting in the scorebook once again. She's been a spark in the third, and they've needed a spark.
Big time.
2:30 left to go in the third. It's a 5-point ball game.
Yeah, Mitty hasn't been doing a whole lot on offense lately, so defense You start coming back like that, that defense from St. Francis is going to just pick up even more the intensity.
Craig called on the foul, 4th team foul.
Number 21, Kelly Hayes.
No, correction. Foul called on Hayes. That's her 3rd personal as Griffin to come on.
Kalia Griffin checks in for the Monarchs.
Dinger has a seat.
One of the biggest problems they've had is just inbounding the ball.
Yes. Abdelkader, I believe she stayed on for this entire 3rd quarter. Has not been given a spell. Shot clock down to 12. Nice pass. Johnson can't finish. Mitty ball. Less than 2 to go in the 3rd.
Would have been interesting to see that one go down. Crowd, place would have gone nuts.
It's a 3-point differential. Mitty's favor after 1 quarter. St. Francis has been able to hang around. Lancers fans want more than that. Shot clock down to 7. Hayes, top of the arc from the right elbow. Great wrist snap with the follow through, back out in front by 7.
That's what I was looking for right there, and she's got that too.
Lucian pulls it back out. Lucian. Nobody on the boards offensively for St. Francis. 70 seconds left to go here in the 3rd. Garner. St. Francis looks a little uncertain on what their defensive assignment is. Downtown, back iron, and they are going to call a foul.
Tough to tell without a replay.
Shelby Aminetti called on the foul.
Shelby Aminetti.
Second personal as Dinger returns for Mitty. 50 seconds remaining. 4th team foul. Both teams with 4 fouls. 3rd quarter action here at the Levy Center on the campus of Santa Clara University.
It's filling up fast.
It's getting to the rafters here. Troubles for Griffin, but she recovers. Craig. Garner feeding Hayes inside. Double team on Hayes. Craig puts it on the floor, and she'll head to the line to shoot 2 as Hoey called on the foul.
I was really expecting the Mitty to have more of an impact from behind the arc, but I think the perimeter defense from St. Francis has been so solid that Mitty isn't really getting the opportunities that they're accustomed to.
That is an excellent point. Mitty's such a great 3-point shooting squad. Craig misses her first. The sophomore makes her second. 37 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. St. Francis trailing by 8.
Missing John, yeah, got her finally.
Shelby Aminetti throws it up. Craig there, however, I believe that's maybe not the right call, but St. Francis will take it. Looked like Hoey deflected that out of bounds. 22 seconds remaining in the 3rd. St. Francis trailing 28-20.
See if Hoey can give him a
really moving.
little more of a spark here.
10 seconds.
Backdoor.
No backdoor plays.
I was looking for Hoey to go a little backdoor. It was perfectly set up.
Baseline jumper from Hoey, air ball, and time will expire. It's a low-scoring affair, but it's only an 8-point game. Mitty 28, St. Francis 20. A CCS Girls Open Division champion will be crowned after 1 more quarter of play.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we'll select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Mitty outscoring St. Francis 10-7 in that quarter. St. Francis won a game back on February 6th, beating Presentation by a score of 29-23. Presentation winning the D2 championship last night over Woodside. St. Francis boys in Division II winning over Willow Glen.
Willow Glen just couldn't get anything to drop. Those are earlier in this game. I was talking about all the in and out shots that I've seen. Willow Glen last night, the boys, they just got killed by all these shots going in and out. Just really would have got a much closer game if they had any type of luck whatsoever.
At 8 o'clock tonight, a rematch of last year's Division II championship between Archbishop Mitty and the Sarah Padres. Right now, fourth quarter, Kelly Hayes of Archbishop Mitty of San Jose inbounding. The Monarchs up 28-20, and just like that, Hayes challenging and missing wildly.
Johnson, I'm really surprised she didn't make an attempt to get that loose ball. She knew she had gotten a hand on it.
Oh, well, actually, yep, Mitty ball. Dinger right away with the shot. Griffin with the rebound and the runner short. Craig kicks it out to Dinger. Dinger from the left elbow. Air ball. So Mitty coming out to shoot.
hasn't been a great shooting game.
It has not. Lucian trying to get it to her point guard. Instead, it's Johnson. Johnson working on Griffin. Craig comes over to help, and the block by Craig. Mitty averaging 5.3 blocks per game, and going coast to coast, it's Griffin to make it a 10-point ball game.
Coach Harrigan really got on the official on that last take by Johnson. Craig didn't get called for the foul.
And you see players falling down, loose ball. And that's a push from behind on Lucian. I think she'd like that back.
Yeah, I mean, just wrong place, wrong time.
Third personal as Chi returns to the lineup for Mitty, as well as Mavis. Minute gone here in the fourth. Mitty will be in the bonus on the next foul. Johnson been guarding Hayes. Hayes loses her. Back iron. Lucian with the rebound.
Something's got to happen here for St. Francis offensively. Ball's in the right hands right now.
Lucian made a three earlier in the first quarter. Going baseline on Hayes. Hayes with the block from behind, but
stuck
Lucian
with it.
Stuck with it indeed. Lead clipped to 8.
Great persistence there by Lucian.
Coach Harrigan doing a lot less substituting this half,
Yep,
Casey.
Absolutely. She's got her squad out there. Or he's got her squad, excuse me.
10 on the shot clock for Mitty. Hayes takes control with 6 seconds remaining. Beyond the foul line. There, it's just so effortless.
Yeah.
She's such a loose, elegant player. Lead back out to 10 as St. Francis turns it over. Nope, here comes Lucian. Lucian letting
Great
Craig
move.
go by. Well done by Lucian. Coach Harrigan calls a timeout. 5:35 remaining in the ball game. Mitty 32, St. Francis threatening 24 points.
Championship games can be seen on Cal High Sports Bay Area.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
One of the captains of this Mitty team is Kaylin Simon. Simon had a season-ending patella tendonitis injury. She will play basketball at USF next year. And also DeAndre Gallipo, the senior forward, has a broken foot. She will play basketball at the San Francisco Academy of Arts, which I understand has an excellent baseball team. So 2 players, 2 seniors, a lot of experience, out with injuries.
When you have this many kids that are destined to play at the next level, it's a great luxury for Coach Phillips to have. Just high quality program, high quality players.
Nice third quarter for Kate Hoey of St. Francis. Speaking of San Francisco, she's the best free throw shooter, a 73% free throw shooter, as Mitty breaks the press with ease. It's Mavis with the bucket. Mitty back out by 10. Through the hands, nope, Shelby Amanetti rights the ship. Amanetti. And that's Mitty ball.
It's almost got the feel that we had last night with presentation just coming out and rattling off 10 straight points to start the fourth quarter and take control of the game. Mitty's kind of doing the same thing here in the fourth period.
Jordan Scott in for Mitty as Garner has a seat. Hayes. This is Janae Anderson, this freshman.
Good block.
And Hoey.
They're letting a lot of those go, you know.
They are. This is a defensive, intense game. And the 3 by Shelby Amanetti. 7-point ball game.
I'm telling you.
4:45 left to go, and Coach Phillips calls a timeout.
You know, St. Francis gets themselves in transition. Kids do a little dish and, you know, drive and dish and get that 3-point line in play. Amanetti can hit it. Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. St. Francis 2 full timeouts. Mitty 1:30, 1 full. Next St. Francis foul. Mitty is in the bonus. Monarchs leading 34-27. Kelly Hayes and company ready to start the march to Sacramento. Take care of business here at home in Santa Clara.
St. Francis has 16 fouls. Archbishop Mitty.
Mitty would like to have a couple of their fallen teammates make that run.
Absolutely. Monarchs go to work. 20 on the shot clock, 4:35 on the game clock. Hayes dishing off. The freshman for 3, short into the hands of Hoey. Hoey, what a second half she's been having.
Oh.
And Shelby Amanetti throws it away. Shelby Amanetti's team, his little sister Cammie is on the team, and we have yet to see her in the action.
Amanetti just caught in the air. You just really don't want to leave your feet unless you have somebody wide open. Didn't have that.
Lancers sticking with man. Mitty with the starting lineup out on the floor. Nearing the 4-minute mark, Hayes goes down, gets right back up.
Got away with 3 seconds too. I think she was in there long time.
5 on the shot clock for Mitty. Garner.
Got it off.
Always so difficult. You know, it's always so hard when you feel like the shot went off after the clock expired to keep playing, and it bites St. Francis there. Kind of let up there.
But Craig, I mean, she had a great position inside, ready for it, and Dinger got it off. I thought from right behind her on that release point, I thought it was going in the whole way.
Misses from the foul line.
1 shot remaining.
Third personal on Lucian, 7th team foul, 3:45 left to go. It's an 8-point ball game.
Mitty's taking care of the free throw line a whole lot better than St. Francis. One of the biggest differences in the game so far.
Absolutely, and getting to the line, even though
St. Francis has been in the line a lot.
And turns it over once again. St. Francis not taking care of the ball. 3:30 left to go. 34-27, Mitty with the ball in the lead. Garner left wing. Spin move, loses the handle, regains. Craig there in the thick of things for the putback. 10-point ball game.
It's always in the right place. Great hustle by Craig.
Lucian stops, pops the jumper. Comes crashing in, ball goes into the hands of Griffin. Griffin 1-on-4, she'll hold up.
Saw the stop sign on Coach Phillips's hands.
Dinger with the ball. 15 on the shot clock. Coach Phillips asking for patience. 2:45 on game clock. Now down to 5. Griffin working on Abdelkader.
Great D.
Shot clock violation.
Abdelkader, just great pressure defense right there. Just what they needed.
2:34 left to go. 10-point ball game.
Still got time.
They've turned it over.
Got to have somebody in the middle of the court.
Nobody's in the middle of the court. Lucian. Lucian with a nice spark. 37-29, Mitty leads, and St. Francis looking to press. Hayes behind the back. Johnson's been guarding her all night.
6-1,
great
folks.
move.
Garner thought better of launching that deep three.
Obviously, less than 2 to go here. Mitty's using up clock. 5 on the shot clock, however. Garner loses the handle.
Great D by St.
Shot clock
Francis.
expiration, yes.
So impressed with their defensive half-court sets. Just great intensity. I mean, it's just they work as a unit. Each one of them just taking care of each other.
Minute 40 left to go. Great moves by Lucian. Lucian making things happen. St. Francis calls a timeout, trailing by 6, 1:34 left to go in the ball game.
Parents and coaches, join the league, the new rewards program at Sports Authority, and you will earn 5% back on in-store merchandise.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we'll select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
8 p.m. the scheduled tip-off for the Boys Open Championship between Archbishop Mitty and Sarah. And as Casey said, filling up for that one, that's one of the rare 1-2 seeds that have made it through the bracket in all of these divisions. Right now, a 2 and a 5 seed playing it off in the girls' Open final. The top-seeded Sacred Heart Cathedral Fighting Irish from San Francisco knocked off by Lynbrook of San Jose in the quarterfinals.
I don't think anybody saw that one coming.
Everyone, I believe, in the open bracket will move on to the Northern California playoffs. Should make for an interesting seeding session, however.
Where do you put Sacred Heart? I mean, this is going to be really interesting.
They won the West Catholic Athletic League. Minute 34 out of the timeout. Mitty with the ball in a 6-point lead.
Cool thing for Sacred Heart, though, they get a second chance.
Did you foul right here, Casey?
Not yet.
Looks like Hoey's playing very aggressively.
Not yet, and especially not now, because Hayes is a great free throw shooter.
Mitty's been wearing down
That's
the
good
clock,
call.
and that is a walk called on Mitty's Regina Chi. Minute 16 left to go. Two-possession ball game for St. Francis.
It's a great call by the official. I just saw this ever so slight movement of pivot foot.
Abdelkader running the offense. 65 seconds remaining. And that is a reaching in foul, just the 5th on Mitty. That foul on Mavis.
Monarchs fouls on number 20, Lauren Mavis. 3rd personal, 5th team foul.
3rd personal on Mavis.
I'd really try and find Lucian right here. Get her the ball.
Or Hoey. That's an air ball from Aminetti, and no one able to get there for St. Francis. 54 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Hoey and Lucian have the hot hand here in the last stanza, and you just...
Although Aminetti hit that 3.
Yep, absolutely.
Baseball throw. Hayes will beat everyone in the foot race and get shoved from behind, and yes, that is called as an intentional foul. And right away, Johnson helps Hayes up, but she's going to hear about it from the fans.
I don't really think she meant to do that.
She didn't, but
absolutely. It's a difficult situation. I mean, Hayes is just such a great athlete, great speed, but Johnson's got to back off there, right at the end. She's got no chance of catching her.
And that may just really take away the Lancers' chances here. Yeah. 51 seconds remaining.
Best way to make them pay for it, knock down those free throws, and Hayes is the best person to do it.
38-31. 39-31, and Mitty gets the ball. So Hayes just have to admire her composure after getting shoved to the ground hard.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, so experienced. She's seen the whole thing before.
Yes. Griffin, runner. Offensive rebound, nope, taken away by Lucian. Lucian looking for a teammate. Stolen by Griffin, who steps out of bounds with 39 seconds remaining. Just the effort on the floor, the defensive intensity, Casey,
amazing.
Is so much to be admired.
By both
Johnson
teams.
To Shelby Aminetti. And Hayes, I think that's her 4th, 33 seconds remaining.
Really nice move by Aminetti. Good finish to get the contact, get the free throw line again. Got to stop the clock.
Shooting foul, that was the 6th team foul as Garner ready to check in. 33 seconds remaining. Shelby Aminetti, the senior. As Garner replaces Mavis out on the floor for Mitty.
I mean, unless Mitty really pulls away here at the end, hits a couple threes, this is the best result St. Francis has had against Mitty, and really in the championship game, you couldn't ask for more.
And Aminetti with the foul, obviously missed her last attempt. So 39-32, Mitty with a chance to extend it here at the foul line. This will be 1-1, 28 seconds remaining. 3rd personal on Aminetti.
Garner has 1-1.
Garner at the line. Earns a second. Very low scoring game for Mitty, averaging 55 points per game.
Credit to St. Francis D, though.
41-32, 28 seconds remaining. For 3, into the hands of Johnson. Johnson for 3, downtown, back iron, doesn't fall. Craig there with the rebound, 10 seconds remaining. Mitty, the D2 champs last year, will be the Open champs this year. The fans on their feet. Congratulations to Archbishop Mitty, 41-32 over St. Francis.
I guess it never gets too old, does it? If you look at the fans, it's like they won their first one. I mean, they've won 10 million of these things in the last few years. Mitty just too deep. You know, too many kids that can play. Kelly Hayes, the difference. Great future for her. St. Francis, got to love their effort. Great defense, great team defense. Great effort by St. Francis. Excellent basketball game.
Both teams will advance to the Northern California playoffs. The Lancers will do so with a 21-8 record. Mitty improves to 24-6 with the victory. For head coach Sue Phillips in her 20th year, Mitty's 18th CCS title. We'll be back with our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. Mitty 41, St. Francis 32. The Monarchs have a Central Coast Section Open Championship.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Back at Santa Clara University with our PlayOnSports.com player of the game from Archbishop Mitty with 24 points to lead the Monarchs to the Central Coast Section Open Championship. Kelly Hayes, the junior. Kelly, congratulations.
Hi,
another CCS title. Santa Clara University feels like your home, I bet. What was it like playing St. Francis, a team that's in your league that you had already beaten 3 times earlier in the season?
St. Francis is a good team. They come from WCAL, so we have great competition. Playing them the 4th time, it's really hard to beat a team 4 times, nevertheless 2 times. So it was a good competition out there tonight, and I'm really happy about my team pulling through.
The defensive intensity on both sides of the ball was something to be admired. You took a hard fall down there at the end, but just got up and so calmly made those foul shots. Do you really feel like your team looks to you to kind of set the tone emotionally on the floor?
Yeah, I feel like as a team, but in general, we all work well together, and our seniors, they played really well with composure today, and I felt that we just worked well together. But when in doubt, just keep on working hard, and I felt we really worked well today. So
Play on Sports followed you all last year through the NorCal and through the state for that just magical tournament that you had. What are your goals this year?
Well, my goals this year as a team is just to take it one game at a time first, but just to keep on winning and just getting better every day. Today was a tough win, but we got through it, and next teams we play are going to be really good, so we just have to get prepared for it.
That's right. Kelly Hayes, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game from Archbishop Mitty with 24 points. Casey Jackson will be back to wrap it up with our post-game show in just a moment.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Despite being the #2 seed, Archbishop Mitty wins the CCS Open Championship in high school girls basketball back at the Levy Center. Kelly Hayes, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. Our apologies, the Levy Center having all sorts of audio problems here. 41-32 win over St. Francis. That is St. Francis' best showing against the Monarchs. Perhaps a little consolation. They go in well tested into the NorCal playoffs.
You've got to start with St. Francis, the runner-up, and they were, it was a great effort. Of the four times that they played, it's the best result. You can't ask for anything more from your team than put forth your best effort in a championship game. St. Francis got that. Couple of missed hoops late, but they great showing, great CCS season for them. They're moving on.
And Mitty, Kelly Hayes leading the way, 24 points, Casey.
Wow, she's just, as advertised, certain star at the next level. Nice performance. Just a little bit too deep a bench for Mitty compared to St. Francis's bench. Just a little bit better performance. But you got to just, again, go back to the great defense by St. Francis. But, Mitty rose to the top. They're the higher seed, and that's better than a cup of coffee, isn't it?
A reminder, we'll be back at 8 p.m. with the Boys Open Championship between Sarah and Mitty. Big thanks to everyone here at Santa Clara University, as well as the Central Coast section, the Commissioner Nancy Lazenby Blazer, and the assistants Steve Falios and Ray Mialovich. Our producer, Kevin Smith. Our videographer, Nico Chastain. On behalf of my partner, Casey Jackson, I'm Kirsten Fairchild. So long from Santa Clara. Archbishop Mitty over St. Francis, 41-32 for the CCS Open title.